When Tomb Raider premiered on Netflix, I lacked the caprice to watch it, but I did see that it was trending, and so naturally I thought it was because of the name Tomb Raider. Lara Croft. Everybody loves Lara Croft. The one thing I'll give Lara Croft is that there is a lot of action scenes, and she's basically, I don't know, some Indiana Jones / James Bond, freaking Assassin's Creed parkour type of character. Nobody minded her because this is what she started off as, until people started making buffoonish claims about it being a problem that she was somehow eye candy. As if a woman having the ability to kick ass and looking sexy while she does it is somehow threatening. Because why would that be a thing, right? Nah. If you're gonna be equal to men and you're gonna kick ass like them, you must look like one.
Fool. No man can kill me.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
The one credit I can give Lara Croft Tomb Raider fucking Netflix series is that the action scenes are done fairly well. I love the monster designs, and to be honest, the creatures and monsters are the highlight for me.
Did you shot at me? Did you just shot at me?
Let me tell you something.
But I will be completely honest when it comes to the story and the character herself. Oh my god, it was a slog to get through. I was watching this at 2.20 speed, and oh my god, it was still not fast enough. And yes, I know a lot of you think, oh, it's impossible to watch something that speed. No, it's not. Because when you have the subtitles on and you're a fast reader, because you watch a lot of foreign entertainment or have to read subtitles, and you keep subtitles on anyway on English entertainment, because sound mixing for modern movies and shows sounds like someone has a dinosaur dick in their mouth, then yes, it's completely possible to achieve this. Anyway, the main story for this Lara Croft show is that she's going through a tough time and she's hurt and is distancing everybody from her, and she thinks, ew. She feels bad because she feels like everything's her fault and she must go it alone and all that jazz. So she's on a quest to like find herself or something. Then she loses a fight, but then she's like, I must get back up. And so with intense outrage, she charges this person because no one messes with the Croftster. And she wins and drinks a bunch. And this is Jonah. He's like the guy with the anal beads around his neck. Just remember that because it's important. Not the anal beads. Not big ol' ass dude in the back either. Jonah keeps telling her little bird, you gotta come home because we like love you and all that. And she always answers, nah, I'm good. Home is not for me. My heart is for the road or some foolishness like that. Then his anal beads, Jonah is upset and then his, what? Hold up, wait. It is so hard sometimes trying to tell who is male and female in this animation. They start out as one thing. Like, you can tell who the guys are, but then when the women, you can't tell sometimes. For example, the woman she was fighting cannot tell. She looks like a Native American man right here. You cannot tell. Lara Croft herself looks like a male main character from Castlevania. And as the series progresses, she goes from looking decently okay to massively masculine. We'll get to that later, but then enter one of the most irritating characters. And when I say irritating, I mean irritating.
Irritating.
And we know exactly why this character exists. Of course, he is the token gay as fuck black man that only exists in both regards for comedic relief and nothing else. Because you can't have a black sidekick or a gay sidekick without them being super funny and useless, especially when the tone doesn't exactly call for it. You think I'm lying about the men and the women, and look at this. Look, what is this supposed to be? Who are the freaking animators of this? What are we making? Arc? What in the half up, half down, Uno reverse card, blue collar Santa Claus is this supposed to be? Like, there's trying to be different and set a standard, and then there's just being stupid. Ugh. I mean, we know that Lara Croft wasn't exactly a lady, but damn. It is just, like, she's not a likable character. I don't think she was a likable character to begin with, but Lord have mercy. The only person who's likable in the show is Jonah. So because Lara feels sad about her dad, she wants to sell all her stuff. And here's where we meet aggravatingly enigmatic character who's important and the bad guy with another bad hairstyle. So this guy's trying to tell her, you can never run from family. You know what I mean, ma?
Maybe it's what drives us.
So throughout the series, Lara keeps having flashbacks of her and Roth, her father figure dude, who I have a feeling is evil. And then she discovers someone stealing her artifacts, even though a lot of the stuff she and her father have, they stole, so Soul Girl is like, you ain't stealing from the stealer. And he's like, nah. And she's like, oh no, Castlevania, bitch. And she decides to go one-on-one with Black Noir, but he gets away on his freaking cyberpunk motorcycle.
You ducking out early? Faux pas, isn't it? Stay a while.
That was...
I cannot tell you how many ounces of cringe I felt like I swallowed and almost gagged on that part. I know they're trying to like pull from the video games, but there's a reason why the video game platforms are video games and why shows are shows and movies are movies. There's certain things that don't translate over well from video games to shows. And you might say it might fit here because it's a cartoon, but it doesn't. It just comes off very awkward and uncomfortable.
Stop him! You ducking out early? Faux pas, isn't it? Stay a while.
I know we're supposed to like her, but I can't stand her. She didn't really do anything wrong. I'm just being honest. You know how like some people can't stand me, and I completely get it. I can't stand myself half the time. There's just some people you just can't stand and you don't really know why. She's one of those people for me. I mean, Abraham and his freaking wife look like they're about to both simultaneously have a heart attack. And she does the most with showing off and telling everybody basically, yeah, I got this since you guys wouldn't stop that guy. Why would they? What if he had a freaking knife? He tossed something at you and almost caved your head in, and you want people to put themselves in danger when you're the only person equipped to put him down? Anyway, she takes off. And my lord, remember the annoying character I said is basically useless and just there to act like he's helping her out? Look, I don't give a damn if this was in the games or not. It's annoying.
Zip?
I'm here. What's going on?
A thief stole something from the house, and I want to know why. You put trackers on everything, right? Can you find him?
Can I find him? Please, girl.
So he was just walking around with that randomly. And there's times throughout this entire show where she goes to places where she should not be able to hear him, where he shouldn't be able to see. What is he, omnipotent? Like, I don't understand. Is he hacked into every satellite in existence? It just kills the immersion for me. I know it's supposed to be a cartoon and whatnot, but no. Both of them, they're made for each other.
Please try not to kill yourself.
Stop, Harrison!
Oh look, a conveniently placed board. She's about to parkour after the board, but oh no, a car gets in her way and stops her. And that car didn't even stop. Did it stop? Maybe. Black Noir is like, see you later next time. Oh shit, it just happens to be that guy. We never saw that coming.
Wow.
So they start trying to play detective, and she says the box he stole was just the box she found with Roth, her mentor, and I guess she never thought to open it. Knowing who she is, how curious she is, how defiant against authority, she never mind. Now she wants to go after him.
I hope you took him out to dinner first.
Fine. I'm fine.
I heard about the break-in. She okay?
She lies when I ask.
There was a sister box somewhere in China. Roth and my father planned to find it one day together. You heard.
So this is where the adventure begins. And I swear to goodness, like, maybe it's just me not knocking anyone else who likes her design, but as the show progresses, as I said, she starts looking more and more weird. I didn't think she looked bad at all, you know, like early on in the first episode. This is at the end of the first episode, and she's, you know, whatever, it's cool. It is what it is, you know, and not, now it's time for an adventure. We've got to find this guy. And Jonah's all like, remember your family.
Nah, it's all right. I'll put out the fire. Clean, lock up. I got it. You stopped listening.
Oh my god, shut up. This character's so annoying. He's there to be a jokeifier. I know that's not a real word. He's not even doing that though. His own function is to be quirky and funny and like, look, see, I'm the black comedian. Like, I'm the black sidekick friend. I'm supposed to make people laugh. I'm supposed to be the jester. But they just combine the gay and the black friend like into one big ball of yarn, and that's exactly what this character is, except he's not even carrying out his function, which is being funny funny. So now it's doubly insulting. Now he's just annoying. So we discover the box has some sort of power or whatnot. And if you collect all 4 of them, they're like infinity stones. So you can rule the world and crash it down. And during the entirety of the show, they keep telling us that the world is ending and getting worse. And all you end up seeing are explosions here and there, and maybe cities in smoke, and that's basically it.
Darisha?
Excuse me, what the fuck?
Tatzola. The other treasure hunter already hired Hongru to guide him into the jungle.
Now, we know that Lara Croft isn't, like, the best with people, I guess. But you'd be thinking she's doing this a long time. So, this miss over here, you'd think that you're going to a strange land and you don't speak the language or you don't look like the people. Don't put your hands on them. It's weird.
Hunter already hired Hongru to guide him into the jungle. He left you behind.
No, I'm not with him. My name is Lara Croft. I'm not here for treasure. I'm sorry, I don't mean any offense. I just need a guide into the jungle as soon as possible. That treasure hunter, he took something that doesn't belong to him. I'm just trying to get it back.
Freaking. Yeah, you don't come to a neighborhood and put your hands on people. My Asian brothers over here are ready to beat the shit out of you. Old lady's freaking hands are huge. Do you know how much skin you'd probably lose if she hit you with one of those? Got a paw print and everything. Bro, I know it's hard to figure out sometimes looking at this Lara Croft animation whether or not she's a girl or a boy, but we wouldn't have to wonder any longer if this woman lays her hands on her because she'd slap her so hard her uterus would fall out. And then she would truly be what her animation and design in the later episodes seem to suggest. I'm not even gonna lie, like there's little tidbits about this show, like the boy that she sees that turns out to be a demon later, her carrying around anger, Jonah being the one to be friendly and bring everyone together, but he only functions as her support dog, them going on the quest to find the kids. Like I said, the action and the monsters are actually well done. Oh look, it's me. Z Fox. And my favorite parts about the show is when Lara is getting smacked around. That's how you have zero investment in your character, when the highlights of it for me are when she gets hurt. Anyway, they end up saving the children. The people are grateful. Then she gets the red box. And then we get a recreation from the video game where Jonah is talking with her and she says some ignorant things to him because she's trying to push everyone away. And then we get the same water scene that we saw from the game.
To go it alone. I know that sounds good.
As I said, the action scenes are done really well, and I think they did, of all the things I remember about the game, I remember this specific scene.
Got him!
So yeah, the cinematography or the way they animated this really makes you feel as though you're in the water with her being carried away. Like, look at the way this is shot. Like, this is excellently done. So I gotta give credit where it's due. The river scene was a banger. So now she thinks that Jonah is dead, right? Ew, look at this.
Disgusting!
Then we're back to this guy.
What's up? Look, Elsie, what the heck? You dive out after some major weirdness. You don't pick up your phone. Look, Abby's asking me where Jonah is.
Jonah is dead.
Lord, I'm so sorry. Come home. Lara, come home.
No. I have to figure out what this is all about. Why these stones are important. I have to finish what I came out here to do.
Lara, it's okay to be sad.
She didn't say she wasn't sad, though. She just said she has to finish what she has to do. Like, this whole thing is, you feel your feelings, Lara. That's all it's about. I mean, I get it, they gotta add something, you know, otherwise, I don't know, dude. I mean, most action movies. They have a completely different tone. It's like you're following this person. It's just action, drama, mystery. But this is like some action. The rest is just emotion and people telling her to come home and her not wanting to hurt everyone and her crying. And that's basically it.
I ain't never gonna be hugged like that again. And just the way he let you talk, you know, like he was in no hurry to get on with his life. Like his life was actually just listening to you, and that was okay.
So they were talking about Jonah there because, you know, he just died. And then from there on after, it just feels as though Jonah just ceases to exist after he acknowledges that the only reason that Jonah exists is just to listen to that person, which I can't think of a more sad existence. So he literally wasn't even that important. But we know he's not dead, but you know, they think he's dead at this moment in time. Yet they stop acting like it. So Zip gives her a lead, gives her a new earpiece thingy, and apparently he's omniscient and omnipresent because he just knows where people are before they even know where they are. It's ridiculous. Lara struggles with the power of this thing from touching it, which makes her super powerful. Like I said, these things function as infinity stones. And this is the freaking power stone that also makes you like super aggressive, but also super powerful. So this woman is like, take it from me. I hate it. Go away. Turns out that Jonah's still alive and this guy is using the time stone or whatever the frick stone this is to like use people, control them and make them do things. Now he has the red box. Now he's collected 2 infinity stones. Only 2 left. Too bad, Lara. And Lara finds out that Jonah's being used by this guy. And then he puts more crap on his gauntlet and explodes everything. But everything's fine. And Zip's like, yeah, okay. They're all like, the world's being thrown out of balance. And now they know that Jonah is alive, but before that point, they were just acting like, oh, Jonah, oh well. Especially him. Like, he only exists to pretend that he's a person that's there for Lara, so she doesn't get all the spotlight, meanwhile she still is. Because she literally can do everything without him, even though they try to make you believe that that's not true in the end. Then Lara gets back to her childhood friend, Camilla, or whoever, don't really care. Apparently, they were like sisters growing up, and Lara stayed with Camilla and her father. This is where Lara starts changing in the way she looks. The more that time goes on, the more she looks like a freaking anime man. And not the good kind. Like when Americans try to emulate Japanese animation, like that's what I mean. Like I get what they're going for. Never mind, I don't get what they're going for.
Lucky guess.
The fuck is that?
No one's been like this, nothing's been like that.
And then it's just like, is this supposed to be Lara Croft or Leon? Because if this was just a regular show about some dude that looked like this, I'd be like, okay, I can see it. But Lara Croft, this is not.
Remember that deer stalker you used to wear?
Oh God, don't remind me.
And we'd wander through your dad's digs and you'd make up this whole story about what happened there.
Make up? Excuse you. I was a detective. We work in facts.
Okay. Interesting. Anyway, they find these people and there's illusions going on. She's crying because she's reliving trauma or whatnot, unresolved issues. And then Camilla's like, look, he's a victim too. Lara feels bad for the bad guy because he's misunderstood. And then now she has to leave. And she's like, well, you always leave and blah, blah, blah. And they're crying and oh, how sweet. Then in the next scene, look, I'm not even going to pretend that I'm excited. Like this is, if you just put this entire thing to a music video and just show the action scenes, I'd be fine with this. But let's not pretend this is Lara Croft. This is some chick who is acting like her, who looks like a slightly less smaller version of this guy. But now Jonah's okay because she saved him. And they get more deets on the bad guy.
And she understands now why we have to go to Africa.
Tremor?
Well, Lara has no ideas, and the only thing Lord Richard Croft took pleasure in was discoursing of the beadwork of the Zulu people and enumerating their many great battles.
So when Mr. Annoying there starts talking, that's when Jonah's like, even though I shouldn't remember anything, and I wouldn't have remembered anything, you said the one word that made me remember something that I shouldn't remember since I didn't have my mind at that time, but now I know exactly what we're supposed to be looking for.
Battle. The Battle of Zulu?
What did you say?
It's not that serious. Oh no, birds are falling out of the sky. The world is ending, yet everywhere around them seems to act as though it is a completely normal day, just isolated events. So they go to the area and we have Lara acting like an absolute asshole. Look, I get that's her character. It doesn't make me like her. She's not even nice to look at. So it's not like it's a super pretty girl who's going around acting like an asshole. It would still make her very unlikable, but now she looks like a freaking nutbag on top of it. Anyway, she and Jonah, they get into a fight and their carried somewhere. Jonah's gonna be okay. Jonah actually looks nice with his hair down like that. Oh, and his wife slash husband slash wife, I'm not really sure what she's supposed to be, does not like Lara. So they're talking about banana pudding while they're making their next plans. And what's weird to me is that Lara has bow and arrows in situations where it's not necessary. So it makes me feel as though the only reason that they have her doing this is because something that she's used in the game, so they just have to make her don it, even when it's irrational to do so. Because remember in the game, then Lara faces off against Thanos, who now has all the stones and turns into this beautiful creature, and she tries shooting an arrow at it for some reason. And it's funny as hell when it like smacks her around. Like, what did you think was going to happen? The thing is about to smack you. It's the size of freaking Texas. And you thought that shielding yourself like this instead of ducking was the best course of action, Miss I'm experienced with fighting. So yeah, when she gets her shit mushed up, I was actually laughing. Then she's like, I'm gonna use a bomb arrow because that makes way more sense. And then she's able to take off one of the Infinity Stones. Her friend is helping her, and he starts losing his power again.
First impressions are everything.
Well, now I'm insecure.
With our power combined. We're together. So he loses his last stone, but Lara is feeling a certain way. Now she's already come to her senses when her friends were talking to her about believing in who she is and all that foolishness. I didn't really care. But we're now supposed to believe that because of that, she can control herself. And so despite being under the influence of the power, she is still able to save Camilla while this guy gets electrocuted, and everyone's kind of shocked.
Oh.
Balance. As you said, the stones themselves are not evil. Turns out I'm not the weak one, Devereaux.
So you mean to tell me every single one of those other people who had influence with those stones or with that particular stone, they were weak. And you weren't. You were at first, but then you found yourself and you were able to overpower it that way. That was the most superficial writing I've ever seen. This feels like it belongs in Rings of Power, but whatever. It's not even like I'm gonna get hung up on this because this is how much or how little I care. I'm flying through this because in fact it's boring. And then, is she a woman? Like, I can't, hold on.
I didn't know what you'd need. Water, ice, mountain climbing.
Okay, I think it is. So the job's still not over, even though they got the bad guy, that's right. And here it is, guys, the moment you've been waiting for, the thing from the thing.
Through the mouth of hell to get to heaven. Trust me, you're gonna need it.
Lord. So, it didn't behoove nonsensical, useless, extremely gratuitous side character, comedic relief man, that all the other instances beforehand she would have needed those. No, the bow and arrow, that was... Wow, it's like he wanted her to die. Oh my god. Look, it's the Tomb Raider posters. Like, oh my god, no.
Listen!
I wonder what it is. What shrouds of sagacity is he going to don upon us right now?
Don't die.
Anyway, you're getting ready to get down to business. The world looks like it has several assholes being birthed all around in every freaking time zone. The last episode, Jonah and her get to the magic land where they're supposed to put back all the boxes. Now that they got all the Infinity Stones, they gotta go and put them back, and stuff starts happening. Then they gotta fight dinosaurs. I actually feel bad for the dinosaur. Why is she always getting whipped by reptilian tails? And anyway, dinosaur is cute though. Like, I legit feel bad for it. It's just trying to do its thing. Also, Jonah has to fight a bear because everything's trying to kill them. I figured they would have things trying to kill them all at once, but that's not what happens. So Mr. Lara Croft gets to the area they need to go, and she's able to put the stones back, and she and Jonah make it out of there, even though I swear to God they got caved in where they were, but then Zip can like find them somehow because he's freaking God. And now they're back home and everything is fine. She brings home the tooth and Camilla's like, oh my God, you look sexy, but not like me. And she's like, I look like Tarzan. But at the party, Sam, the girl who had fallen out with her, something's wrong. She's like, I just know something's going on. She goes to Sam's apartment and she whips open the door because everything must be done with pizzazz because it's Mr. Lara Croft. And she sees there's evidence of things happening and Sam was looking for something. Sam's kidnapped. There, the end. That's it.
Oh my God, thank you, Alex. I'm so happy to be here. I love calling her Danny. Do you know what the strongest weapon a woman has in this world?
The Gluck 9000.
Their voice. But I do carry a Glock.
I am in no way, shape, or form exaggerating when I tell you I was beyond bored with this. I know I've said this before, but it bears repetition. Despite even the action scenes, I was so disinterested. And it's not even that it was just really bad. I don't want to say that because I don't feel like this is a horrible show. I feel like this is a show for particular people. I don't think I'm one of them. And I loved Castlevania Nocturne, if that tells you anything. And that had its share of annoying characters too. But even they kind of redeemed her a little bit. Lara Croft is just generic and uninteresting. The Acolyte was funny because they managed to assemble something with such a high level of cringe that it came off like a freaking comedy.
Cuted. Forced it.
I can respect that. I watched this in double speed as well. And at least it was a little bit more interesting than an animated series, which is very rare in my case. I'm thinking maybe you have to be an extreme super fan of Tomb Raider to like this show, or maybe you just have to be into this kind of thing, but I feel like they were trying to pull on other shows that have been trending over the years, like Castlevania and God knows what else. And they're just like, okay, have people talking about their problems and crying, but lots of action, which they did manage to do. I'm not gonna fault them for that. Lara Croft looking more and more like Tarzan, the tenacious teen, as the series progressed, probably is one of the reasons why I was confused as to what I was watching. The show did have some good horror elements, but it doesn't help when your show is a little bit boring or generic, and then you make your character look generic as well. That's just me. I know some people might not feel the same. I know this might be a disappointing review to others. I'm not trying to disappoint anyone. I'm not your daughter. This is just my honest opinion. Is it the worst show? No. I don't even think it's that horrible of a show. It's just boring for me personally. That's all I have to say. But I would let you go on and do your own research and check it out on your own because you might like it. Bro, I was even trying to find other things to do while I was watching it in fast motion and it still was boring. Even with the monsters sprinkled in, it was still boring. Does it get better? Probably. Do I want to watch more? Not really. But at least I gave it a fair try.